I think today, why am I carrying out? Now, be a good time to, nothing's bugging me at the moment. I'm just waiting for my job interview. I'm gonna go exploring a little bit. So, there's a stigma attached with mental health issues. People don't like talking about them. I'd say it's probably because, all the emotion that runs with it. Hi, cow. It makes people uncomfortable. They don't quite understand them, and they don't know what else to do about it, so they just don't want to talk about it, which unfortunately isn't healthy. Been in a mental hospital. Well, maybe not even a mental hospital, just a regular hospital, but for mental health reasons, they do look at you different. They treat you a little different. They're more guarded around you. Like, I don't know, like they think it's contagious or something, or they're afraid they're gonna set you off, or and I mean, I've been on some pretty heavy meds before. It's pretty potent stuff. I've had to withdraw from them. That's never fun. I tried to overdose once on my psych meds. I spent 5 days on intensive care on a ventilator. I don't remember any of it. My wife told me about it. Then I had to go through withdrawal, which I should have been in a hospital, but I weaseled my way out of the hospital because I'm stupid. I just had made up my mind I didn't want to be there, and so I did what I had to do not to be there. But yeah, withdrawn from the psych meds. It was weird. I was hearing like 8-bit Nintendo music everywhere. I kept thinking I was hearing the theme song from the old video game Skate or Die. And it was very annoying. I spent days looking for the source of that music because I was certain someone was playing a horrible, horrible joke on me, and I was bound and determined I was going to find out who. And then, because I thought they were playing a joke on me, I also was bound and determined to beat the hell out of them for it. Was slightly annoyed when I figured out it was me doing it. Well, I mean, I wasn't doing it. It was just I was having auditory hallucinations. But yeah, it's People don't like talking about this type of stuff. It makes them really uncomfortable. I have a hard time talking about it face to face with people. Just because I have seen those judgmental looks. I have seen people look at me funny when I talk about it. So it's, you know, and it has, I had no control over it. I mean, no one asked to be in that position. No one does. No one wants to be sick. I sure as heck didn't ask for any of it to happen. I just, you know, dealing the hand I was dealt. I never tried to self-medicate. A lot of people do that, try to self-medicate with drugs or alcohol. I didn't do that. I'm not saying I didn't drink or I don't drink, but I didn't drink any more than I normally do. Which, I mean, maybe my drinking had something to do with the depression and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure. But I didn't start using like illegal drugs or anything like that. A lot of people do. Yeah. I didn't want to get help though. I didn't understand that I needed help. I didn't understand how. I didn't even understand how to go about asking for help. I didn't know what to do. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. So I had a suicide attempt, and it wasn't a successful one, obviously, and it wasn't even that good of an attempt. But nothing happened out of it. I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't do anything. And my wife and I decided finally, possibly I should go see a therapist. So this was like a month afterward, and I had gone to a session, and the entire time I was there, he just wanted to talk about my mom. Didn't want to talk about me, didn't want to talk about things that was bugging me. Just wanted to know what I thought of my mom, what my relationship with my mother was. You know, my mom had passed away, I want to say 2 years before all of this, but, you know, she was really, really sick. So when she passed away, it was a very, I mean, yeah, it's sad and everything, but I was also very relieved for her because she wasn't suffering anymore. And that may sound callous or harsh to say, but that's the truth. I was slightly relieved that, you know, my mom wasn't suffering. So he spent the first session just talking about my mom, trying to get me to talk about my mom. And I didn't understand why he wanted to talk about my mom so much when that wasn't what the issue was. Because I think about my mom all the time, and I don't ever get sad. Just so. Anywho, at the next session, I had mentioned the suicide attempt, and he immediately wanted to have me institutionalized for my suicide attempt, which I did not want to go, as at the time, in my head, getting put into a mental hospital or whatever was very similar or equivalent to being put in jail, is how I looked at it. And I was adamant I wasn't going because I didn't do anything wrong. But he wanted to have me put in. He wanted to have me committed. I didn't want to, so we kind of got into an argument, and I got it worked out that I would go see an actual doctor about it, who happened to be the on-call doctor for that hospital for committals, and she assured me right away when she found out how long ago the attempt was and that I hadn't done it, that she would have said I didn't need to be put in there because that episode had passed. So I started getting treatment, and then we started talking about different options, different things we could do. And one of the things that we had decided that I should try was ECT, which is basically it's electric shock therapy, but they put you to sleep to do it, and then they electrically induce seizures while you're unconscious, because studies have shown that people that suffer seizures tend not to have depression. So I tried ECT for a while, and I didn't get any relief out of it. Some people get excellent relief. I did not. Mine was the only thing that happened. Sorry about that. The only thing that happened for me was I'd get really bad headaches and my jaw hurt afterward. So that didn't work for me. I went through a bunch of med changes, and then I don't know exactly what triggered my second suicide attempt, my almost successful attempt. But I was really angry. Just really angry at everybody. And myself, I was very angry at myself. And I ended up taking 30 days worth of psych meds. And I was on a bunch of different ones. So my wife had just refilled all my psych meds. And so I took all of them. This was 4 years ago now. Almost. To this day, all my meds are locked in a lockbox because I have impulse control issues. So, because I can't control my actions sometimes, it just things get overwhelming and for me sometimes, and then I act out. I've never attacked anybody. I'm not a violent person towards other people. I get upset with myself or down on myself, and then I act out. That attempt could have very well killed me. My wife was very, very angry with me. After that attempt, I tried to go to another therapist, a different therapist. And first couple of sessions went fine. You know, we'd talk about things. He didn't bring up my mom. Just, you know, how are you? Anything bugging you? You know, stuff like that. Why do you think this is bugging you? You know, which I hate that question. Why is this bugging you? If I knew why it was bugging me, I would solve the issue and I wouldn't be here. You know, I don't. But the third session, he really, really upset me because instead of, you know, you only get an hour session. And he didn't give me any heads up about it, nothing. But when the session started, his cell phone rang, and he took a personal phone call and spent almost an hour talking on his cell phone about a storage shed. How much the storage shed would cost, you know, who people should contact if they have problems with the storage shed. Just all sorts of nonsense. That had, you know, it wasn't like a family emergency or anything like that. I'd have been understanding if, you know, he was having a family emergency, someone's going into the hospital or, you know, something like that. I'd be very understanding about that. But a storage shed? And then he didn't even give me any extra time. I got charged, you know, my visit fee. I had to pay my copay. They charged my insurance for a visit, and I didn't get a visit. I got to listen to him talk about a storage shed for an hour. So, suffice to say, I have not gone back to him because to me it was like, you know, they spend the first few sessions attempting to build a bond with who they're talking with, and it obviously, to me, he did not care about my well-being or my issues. His stuff was by all means more important. So that really, really, really aggravated me. Really aggravated me. So I've just been real leery of therapists since then. Like, I've gone to two, and the other one just didn't care. So, but I recently went to my doctor. You know, I just had an appointment with my doctor, and we changed some meds again. Because after a while, the meds become either ineffective or your body builds a tolerance to them, but they don't work like they used to. So, we changed some meds up, and she told me that she thought I should go get a therapist to talk about my issues. She knows I don't like therapists, but I understand her. You know, I only see her once a month, so. And, you know, she doesn't have the time to. Well, she's not a therapist herself, so, you know, she doesn't know how to work through things. She's tried to suggest different therapists to me, and I've tried scheduling appointments with them, but they're, you know, the ones that are really good are always booked solid. It's a long time to get into one of them. So, it's, you know, I don't know the point of having a therapist if you can never get in to see them. So, or they're not accepting new patients. One or the other. That it's either like a 6-month wait or no new patients. So, and I mean, I guess that's for good reason. So, I decided I mean, I had been streaming with my son on Twitch, but it doesn't record or I don't know how to do it. Doesn't record the streams. My wife had mentioned she would, you know, so we stream while she's at work, that she wanted to see what our streams were like, what we were doing. So I spent the day setting up YouTube to allow me to stream on YouTube, because I figured it would record the streams so that I could save them, so at least she could watch them. I didn't care about that. But then I just said, hey, wait a second, why don't I just vent my frustrations or my aggravations here on YouTube? You know, I don't care if no one's listening. Basically, this is what therapy is. You talk and they ask you, why do you think this is bothering you? I don't know why it's bothering me. I really don't. The other one that never ask someone who suffers from depression, why are you sad? Or why can't you just feel better? We wish we could. You know, I've been told, well, just decide you're not going to be sad anymore and be happy. If it was that easy, there wouldn't be a billion-dollar pharmaceutical industry on antidepressants. It just wouldn't happen. If it was that easy to just go, you know what, I'm not sad anymore. I'm happy. I get told to pray a lot. Oh, pray. God will help you through this. You know? I don't know where I stand on that. I really don't. I have been questioning the existence of the higher power lately. You know, everybody does. You know. So. My thing was, I always tried to use logic to justify my suicidal tendencies, like, you know, they tell you, you have mental health issues, you're sick. I was like, well, why do I have to have treatment when, cancer patient, they're sick, they get to choose if they don't want treatment. What's the difference? Why do I have to have, why can't you guys just let me go? Because it's my decision. That was my decision. Why can't you respect my decision? You know, while everything was going on, my quality of life was pretty low. Tonka. He's a Tonka truck. Is it abandoned or is it not? It is not. Well, let's see if they have anything nice to offer. They have a cow. Uh-huh. Quit humming me. That's actually a wall, so I'll leave it. I'm surprised the villagers let you do these things. Like your blast furnace, sir. Ow. This isn't even a desert. They're dressed like desert villagers, but the village itself is definitely not a desert village. This is a nice, cozy little... What we got for plant? Beetroot. I hate beetroot. I'm going to do you a favor, sir. Not a big village. My wife would be annoyed with this village and raze it to the ground. Look, kitty. Yeah, she would definitely be annoyed with the contents of this village and just destroy it. So, it's just... There she is. Apparently they talk in their sleep. So... But, no, if you're having issues, don't try to get through it yourself. It's not healthy. It's hard, and I couldn't do it. I mean, you might be able to, but it's not worth trying. There are resources, people, there's people who understand what you're going through. It may not seem like it to you at the time, but there are people who know exactly how you're feeling. They know exactly what you're going through. They've either gone through it themselves, or they know people who have. Reach out, get help. There's no shame and asking for help. You know, if you had the flu, you'd go to the doctor. You know, it's the same principle. You would, if you're sick, you go get help. And mental illness is still an illness. Go get help. Get the treatment. There's no easy way of going through the treatment. They can't tell you that you're going to be better in a week or a day or, you know, anything like that. They just don't know. It's a guessing game. I've been going through it for almost 5 years now. But it's better than going through it alone. You know, if anything, if anybody takes anything away from that, it's, you know, learn from my mistakes. Get the help you need. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with getting treatment. You're not weak. You're not, you know, don't let anybody make you feel ashamed of reaching out for help. And if a family member or a friend does it, dude, don't talk to that person anymore. They're a horrible person. Get the help. Get better. It's, you know, you're not in it by yourself. There are resources, there's hotlines, there's people who are willing to talk. You just gotta be willing to look for them and willing to accept the fact that you need help. That was a hard that's a hard pill for me to swallow, is accepting that. You know, so I know you don't feel like doing anything. I know you're in pain. You're physically in pain. You're emotionally in pain. You just feel empty inside. Find something that helps you. Oddly enough for me, the thing that kind of helped turn me around, the thing that helped me the most, it wasn't a person. It wasn't anything like going to therapy. I'm not saying don't go to therapy. I'm just saying what helped me, actually, was talking to my cat, Ezio. I was having an issue where I have built a good majority of who I am as a person around a career, around my job. And when the possibility existed that I could not do that job anymore, I was lost. I had no clue who I was, what I am, what am I doing. So I talked to my cat one day. It was real early in the morning, about 2 in the morning. I didn't want to wake my wife up. I didn't want to sit in the dark. So we have a very small room upstairs. And it's kind of like a walk-in closet. That's all you can really use it for. It's a very, very tiny bedroom, but it's set up as a closet. And we don't use it. We fold all of our clothes. And so I went up, turned the light on in there, and just kind of sat down. Took a blanket with me, took my cigarettes, an ashtray, and my cat followed me into the room, and I closed the door because I didn't want the light to shine out and escape and you know, wake my boys up. So I went in there, and I sat, and I talked to my cat for 2 hours. I told him everything that was on my mind, everything that was bugging me. And all he did was he kept hugging me, kept headbutting me, kept getting me to pet him. And I realized at that point, I don't have to be who I was. It's okay to be who I am now. There's no shame in it. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, I'm the provider of head scritches and hugs. And that's all I need to be. I just need to be here. I don't have to be what I was, who I was. I need to be around for my family. So, and my cats and my dogs. And so, yeah, my cat is the one that kind of got me to see things in a different light. I ain't going over there. That's Acacia. Yeah, I hadn't been ready to accept that. I thought I had to be who I was. So, and talking to him helped. It made me feel a lot better. I was almost on the verge of putting myself back in a hospital because I was upset. Another village. I was upset. And I didn't know what else I was going to do, what else to do. So I was thinking maybe it's time to go back to a hospital. And I don't like going to the hospital. But I was kind of at my wit's end. I didn't know what else to do. So just a conversation with my cat made me feel better. And because of that, this is kind of born. I mean, it started out just something to do with my son. He's not here right now. He's at school. So I'm getting online and talking to you guys. Nobody at the moment, but oh, it's an abandoned one. You know, but that's fine. You know, I don't need anybody to be listening to just vent my frustrations. That's good. It's fine. I'm happy this is abandoned. I need string. Okay. Huh, you don't have to. Idiot. Potatoes. And carrots. I'll take these. So, it's nice to know when there's people on that I'm not just talking to myself, but, you know, whatever. Someone may watch this later. If someone watches this later and it helps them with something, or, you know, gives them an idea of what to do, or how to, maybe just knowing it's okay to. Yeah, it really sounds like they're saying idiot or eat a dick. I need a bed for my wife. I need a bed for my other son too, so. That's a good one. 4 horses. Where's the gate? There it is. You're free. So that's kind of all I really had. Planned. I was just kind of talking about things like that today on this episode of What's Wrong with My Life. You know, I shall take your leather cap and your chest. You broke my sword. I shall take 2 of your cobblestone as recompense. Anything else I find that might be... See, I wish I had a flint and steel. I love burning down the abandoned villages. Oh, that's right, you need silk touch, but I'll take the books. I don't know why I enjoy burning down the abandoned villages, I just do. Oh, sorry. Pardon me, sir. Makes me feel good. I don't know why. Nope. Oh. I'll take that. I don't need a dandelion, so I'll take that. Iron sword. You can have that. I'll take that. Well, it's something. I killed a rabbit. Beetroot seeds. You can have the beetroot seeds. Actually, you can have the beetroot. So, well, I think I've done enough exploring. I have conquered this village. head back over to that village and then head back the way I came from. So, yeah, it's a... Oof. I think my dog farted. I hope this video finds whoever it needs to find. I don't... What don't I need? I don't need 2 sticks. I don't need sand either. Seemed like a waste. But I need iron to make. Maybe I should check the ovens. So, yeah, it's... It was a baby zombie villager I saw. You know what? I'm just gonna... I'll wait around. There. I know it's cheap. I just didn't feel like walking all the way back. There, got beds. I don't know. Well, I think I've said everything I really wanted to say today. I can't really think of anything else to talk about. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that life is treating you well. I hope to see you next time, and stay shiny.